The following audio presentation is a production of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, in association with the Division of Continuing Studies and the Institute on Ethnicity, Culture, and the Modern Experience. This production was originally funded by the New Jersey Historical Commission and has been remastered by the Rutgers ITV studio.
Whether served fresh with sweet cream or baked in a muffin, the versatile blueberry is truly an American favorite. The many tasty varieties of this big, juicy berry found in most grocery stores and produce stands across the nation are due in large part to a New Jersey woman with an amazing green thumb, Elizabeth Coleman White. Gary Pavlis is a Rutgers Extension agent in Atlantic County.
Her name is a renowned name, but it's from a blueberry standpoint.
Yeah.
And in fact, the interesting thing is the best tasting blueberry variety that was ever out is called Elizabeth, and that was named after her.
She was born in 1871 on her parents' cranberry farm, Whitesbog, in New Jersey's Pinelands. Elizabeth was the oldest of Joseph J. and Mary Fenwick White's 4 daughters and the only one to take an active part in the family's agricultural interests. According to her nephew, Pinelands Commissioner Tom Darlington, she loved Whitesbog and always had a great appreciation for Pinelands vegetation.
It was her whole life, and she was incredible. And as a little kid, I used to help her ride in the wheelbarrow while she was making cuttings and doing all this. I didn't know what she was doing, but I used to work with her.
As I visited with her nephew in his office at the family's century-old farm, he began to tell me the history of Whitesbog.
As I understand it, he, Colonel Fenwick, James Fenwick, did not do awfully much by way of cultivation. He had a pick-your-own operation, and he would let people come in and do it. This didn't suit J.J. White at all, and so he fenced the land and kept the people off.
Elizabeth may have inherited her horticultural talents from her father, J.J.
J.J. White added tremendously to what his father-in-law had started, and really did most of the cultivation and development of the cranberry bogs. And he wound up with about 3,000 acres, with about 500 or 600 acres of producing cranberry bogs.
Elizabeth began working on her father's cranberry plantation in 1893. She made several contributions, such as studying ways to eliminate a type of katydid that was ruining cranberry crops and crossing holly plants. But only one venture gained her national success, and that's the cultivation of the blueberry.
So here her father owned 3,000 acres, and he had about 600 acres of cranberry bogs. Well, what do you do with the rest of the land? Well, she kept seeing the wild blueberries growing on the high ground, and she said, you know, why can't we cultivate these and raise them and use some of the ground in between the bogs?
While Elizabeth had the green thumb, she didn't have the education to carry out her dream, so one day she was reading a Department of Agriculture publication and stumbled across the work of Frederick Coville. Realizing the potential, both Elizabeth and her father offered Coville space at Whitesbog for research and development and plenty of huckleberry or wild blueberry specimens to cultivate.
And Aunt Elizabeth was a people sort of a person, and she motivated the local pineys who gathered wild huckleberries, blueberries, in all the swamps, to look for the biggest, the best, the tastiest, and all the rest. She had all kinds of schemes. She had a little plate which had various sized holes in it, and she would issue these plates to the pineys. They would bring the berries in, and she would offer them a reward based upon the largest hole in this plate that the berry would suspend itself in.
Dr. Coville shared his knowledge with Elizabeth and showed her how to make all kinds of cuttings and buddings. He also advised her which plants to cross.
It's a long process. It is time consuming. It's tough on the eyes, taking this pollinating and transferring it, you know, and then not all of it's going to take, and a number of seeds that you get can be good or can be bad, and then when you plant them, some of them are going to actually grow and some of them aren't.
The first field plantings were made in 1912, several short years after their collaboration began, and the result was a new business for Whitesbog, New Jersey, and the nation.
It took off like a house afire because every cranberry grower, exactly like J.J. White here, had a lot of land in between the bogs that weren't suitable for raising cranberries, and they were suitable for raising blueberries. So virtually, I don't know what percentage, but a large number of the large cranberry producers in New Jersey also raised blueberries.
By 1927, 60 acres of plants cultivated on Whitesbog yielded about 2,000 crates of blueberries with an estimated worth of approximately $20,000. Today, the blueberry business is big business worldwide, with one special berry, the blue crop, topping the list. Rutgers Atlantic County Extension Agent Gary Pavlis.
We just finished a worldwide survey of varieties, and that's in the literature now. And blue crop seems to be adaptable to an awful lot of different places. So, that's the main variety in Michigan. That's the main variety in Australia, in Poland, and so that's the main variety you're going to find.
And that variety, which so many people enjoy today, is due in large part to one determined woman with an amazing green thumb, and that's New Jersey's Elizabeth Coleman White.
She is world-renowned for what she did. She is an incredible person, no question.
For New Jersey Times, I'm Jean Wologrowski-Behrens.